Okay guys, today I'm going to be replacing this bay window, 48 inches by 72 inches. It's a single pane. I'm going to be putting in a double pane PVC window, but this is the single pane glazed windows. I'm going to put the double pane to match that PVC sash pack window that I did in my previous video you guys may have seen. But basically what we have to do here, you can do it from the inside or the outside, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out from the outside here just because I don't want to ruin my trim on the inside of the house. So I'm going to leave this brick mold here, and then I will use my saw, cut in behind this piece of wood. This is like a little, I guess it's a 1 by 1 or a half by half inch piece of trim. Then this here is a little bit bigger piece. But this is actually a sash that sits behind this. That's how it's held in. And I'm going to cut that piece of wood out from the sides. Also goes across the top. And then down the other side. This is the inside of the window. If you choose to take it out from the inside, if it's a second story or like a bathroom or something, maybe this side's going to be a little better to see. Basically you have to cut this 1/4 round molding out and pull the window through. You'll actually still have to cut the outside to loosen up the caulk, but you can pull it through if you take that 1/4 round piece of molding off and cut it around the bottom as well as the top. Okay, the tools I'm using this little handheld saw. I'll use a heavy-duty paint scraper and a hammer to get this trim off. Basically what I'll do, make my job a lot easier, is I'll cut into the trim at this angle. So basically I'll break this trim free and I'll pry it off with the paint scraper and the hammer, trying not to damage the brick mold at all, because I want to reuse that. Okay guys, I was able to take some trim off the window. I took it off the top, I took it off the sides there. The bottom I still haven't cut in yet, and then this side I'm working on. Well, it turns out that this piece of wood, actually I guess this piece of wood, you can see there's a seam there. So you have one piece of wood there, and then you have this piece. Well, this piece evidently goes back in like this. So what you have to do from the outside is you actually have to cut it or hammer it in and break it with a pry bar or something. You can see that piece, I kind of broke it off, but that's all going to be covered with a new piece of trim once I install the new window. So try to get it as flush as possible. So there you go, you don't have it sticking out. I may need to trim back that a little bit, but caulk is our friend. We like to cover any excessive gaps with a little bit of caulk, and that's typically what every builder does anyways. So I'll show you how I've been taking this off here. So this is the piece that I took off from up in here. It's one size, I'm not sure the exact size of it, but I'm going to get a wider piece, and that's what I'll stick back over this, and I may even get an even wider piece and cut it with a table saw to the right size. But to take this piece off, I'm just using this heavy-duty paint scraper, and I'm basically cutting in to the wood. And I've already started going down here, so Okay, so here's the wood that I pulled off the window and that I'm going to have to replace. So I'll go to Home Depot. That one there is pretty much 2 inches. Here's about that one there is about 3/4 of an inch. So that being said, these two pieces will marry up and we'll get a new piece, and I guess 2 5/8. I might just get a piece that's 2 3/4. That's going to come out a little bit, just so where it does marry up to the window. I don't mind it coming out on the quarter or the brick mold much more. I mean, we have about 1.5 inches of brick mold here, so we could easily come out another 1/2 inch or so and then cover up any damage that I did do to the brick mold. Came in a little bit here. I mean, that would be covered up with caulk anyway, so I'm not worried about that. It'll be a good finished product. I'm going to take the knife, cut across the bottom here. This is the window's actually gonna tilt out once I undo the trim on the inside. So cutting the bottom here is just gonna save us from peeling any paint that may still be attached to the window and the caulk. So it'll give us a nice clean break. Okay, windows prepared on the outside. The sides have been removed. Bottom's been cut. Everything's nice and flush, so that window will just slide right out. Again, the top. Now we're going to cut the inside, and as soon as the inside's cut, this window's going to pop right out. We're going to trim the inside of the quarter round where it meets the window with a blade. And we're just going to score it. We're just going to score it and make sure that that window pops out. So. As I progress forward, I need to put this piece of wood up so the window doesn't fall out. And as I cut around the sides, because I've already removed the outside, so without that there would be a lot of glass going flying. So I'll continue to cut now that I have the piece of wood supporting the window. Alright, out for a push.
We got it.
Alright. Push, yeah. You going? Alright, thanks. I got it. Okay, now the window frame is out. You can see the interior trim is completely intact, you know, so we don't have to repaint on the inside, just a little caulk seam once we install the window. Here's our window, super heavy. Look out back. coming. I got it. So, trim some wood down to it's 2 3/4 with a 14.5 degree pitch on the bottom to match the sill. It'll cover the right up to the edge of the brick mold. Already nailed the top piece in. At the bottom on the sides. Then I'll just continue going around nailing them in. Fortunately, I've got a trusty nail gun. Makes it a lot easier. If not, just nail 3 or 4 nails into the window frame. To caulk the outside. All right, window's complete. Other than the paint and the fingerprints. So we'll paint that trim that I put on. Paint the brick mold again. We'll paint the sill. And then we're good to go. Alright, windows complete on the inside as well. Again, big thing with doing the install on the outside is you can maintain the integrity of your interior trim without making a complete mess of it. So, as you can see, it doesn't even look like it was touched. So, lots of fingerprints on the windows. Someone else can clean that, but I hope, but most likely it'll be myself. There you have it. Double pane bay window for the kitchen. Matches the sash pack install that I did. This window here, PVC as well. Yeah, it's on the, got the balances that squeeze in so you can tilt the window in. Squeezes in here, and the window just tilts out. So you can clean the exterior without going outside. Second story windows. And then just snaps back in place. There you have it. Sash pack install, bay window install.